My name is Timothy Hill, and I help people break up.
Two friends from an island in the Caribbean set out on a journey to find inspiring stories told by the persons who lived them.
So with a camera bag and an open mind, they learned that the best part of life is not the destination, but
The journey.
I was kind of known for not caring. I'm sure a lot of people, like they saw that I was very intelligent, but then they saw the potential, but they also saw the stuff that I was doing. So, like even some people was like, I can't understand how you even graduated, and not alone have a master's degree. You know what I'm saying? Going through college the way you went through. But like I said, I did whatever I wanted. And what changed all that, because I did change, is when I found out that I had a son on the way. And so also during that time, I had found out that my father was diagnosed with cancer. And so during that time, things were getting kind of tight because my dad wasn't able to work. And I had a son on the way also. And so I'm going to school, not really able to save money. And so I'm doing my master's. I'm working for the school, overseeing 3 buildings, 1,000 students. I was a grad assistant. And I was a pretty good grad assistant too, because I cared about people. I had an open door policy. Students could come into my room at any time if they had an issue, talk about it. While also there as a grad assistant, I also saved 6 people from suicide attempts. I mean, I guess in that if you could think of Hancock with Will Smith, I guess you could think that's kind of how I was at that time. I probably go to him drunk, you know what I'm saying? I probably just got back in from a night of drinking, and I'm getting a suicide call. So now I have to go out here and tell them not to kill themselves. So the story I gave him was pretty much my story. And I pretty much gave him my childhood story that you guys just kind of listened to, in relation to what they may have been going through. And that alone was enough to make them say like, hey, my life isn't as bad as I thought it was. So 6 people in its own record. So going back to the money and financials, I was looking for a way to kind of save some money for my son. I tried to get a job, but I couldn't get it to fit with my schedule because I'm working for the school and it was pretty demanding, as well as the coursework. I had to write papers, stuff like that. So I had a buddy of mine that had started selling weed during this time. And so I'm like, okay. I saw what he was getting. I mean, he was getting some nice money from doing it because it was illegal, and his hookup was really nice. So he was getting real nice prices. So I took what I learned from my college education as far as marketing, sales, and applied that. I asked my boy, I was like, let me get a half ounce. And at that time, a half ounce was only going for $50, and it wasn't like high grade at all. But during that time, you was lucky to kind of get anything because you're not supposed to have it at all. Like that gets you pretty much expelled. So I took the $50 a weed, and in 10 months, I was able to turn that to 10,000. No, 9 months, I was able to turn that to $10,000. And how I did that, like I said, I took the marketing aspects from my education and applied it to the streets. I found the plugs. After that, I got rid of the plugs and became the plug. And then I started actually servicing the campus, and then I was servicing 2 other towns outside of the school. And then it got to the point to where I had a group of guys off campus, in which that's where we ran the product through, and money was kept someplace else. And we were actually getting product, and high grade product flew in from Arizona. So in that short amount of time, I had built a lot of credibility in the streets, because people saw how I did business, and this is people that was holding the weight per se. So it was nothing for them to front me something if I asked for it, because they knew that I wasn't going to play about their money, and I was going to get it back. So they looked out for me like that, and I looked out for them by doing stuff for them as well. But in that meantime also, to some of the people, and this is my whole thing too, because even while doing that, I always knew that it was only going to lead you to two places, and that's jail or the grave. What made me stop is I got caught. I was on my way to a bachelor party. A good friend of mine, the one that actually sold me the $50 bag, and I was driving on the way there, and I got pulled over by the state police because my windows were tinted, and I knew it was with racial profiling, because I was doing the speed limit, but I was also smoking in the car on my way down. So pulled me over. He smelled the smoke, searched my car, got the ounce out the trunk. Then he put me in the back of his car, went to the police station. There they booked me. They questioned me. Where'd I get it? I don't know the name. Got it from school, don't know the name. And then let me go. I guess I didn't give enough information. So let me go. And I went back to ended up going back to went to the bachelor party. Yeah, about 3 months later, I get a knock at my door. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning. And mind you, when they let me go, they told me I was going to have a court date I had to go to, and that to call this number and get the court date, in which I did. I called several times, and please believe me, I called because I didn't want my parents to find out nothing about this. But call, nothing, no record. And so about 3 months later, I get a knock on my door about 7 a.m. in the morning, about 7 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, I'm still working for the school, overseeing 3 buildings. So I get the knock, police, you got a warrant for your arrest. Mind you, the night before, I had just ran out, and I was supposed to re-up that night. And the person I was getting it from, it didn't look good. And so I was like, I'm gonna pass on it. Something told me in my stomach, what I'm saying? And I'm a spiritual person. God do speak to me, and he spoke to me and told me, no, don't get it. Didn't get it. I get the call at 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. I have everything in my apartment except the weed. I have baggies. I got thousands of dollars in my drawers. I had maybe a gram. Yeah, I had a gram of weed in the freezer, because that's where I kept it to kill the smell, because if it's cold, it don't smell as bad. But in the freezer, I took that out the freezer, shoved it into a shampoo lotion in the bathroom, and then I let them in. So they searched, they saw everything, they took me out in cuffs. Now here's the thing, the way they did me in cuffs, they did me like a high profile person. They didn't make a lot of noise about it. They put my coat over my hands to show that I wasn't, make it look like I wasn't cuffed. And they quietly took me out. And I always thought about why, why did they do that? And I think it's simply because of how, intricate whatever I was doing, it kind of would have made them look silly that I was doing all this and they had no clue. Like I said, 3 buildings. I got weed in all 3 of the buildings. I'm selling to the students, even a couple teachers, you know, and and then here's the other thing too. Like the people who like the higher ups of the school, they were weed friendly. So you know what I'm saying. So it's like so what can you say? I know y'all supposed to, you know what I'm saying. Like, one of y'all something. I went to court, and here's another play of racism of how that went. Black, me being black, people who I was working with was white. They actually got caught with the weed, the money, scale. They got no jail time. I got 2 weeks jail time. In jail, I had time to sit and think, as well as learn. Well, I didn't learn spades. I was already playing spades, but jail was an interesting experience because I was already used to the isolation, so like none of that bothered me. It was just the fact that there was no females in jail. Like that's what really. Honestly, that's what really did it. Other than that, jail is something that what I'm saying. I mean, me being by myself is nothing new to me. I did it for 9 years, So, so with jail, what I'm saying, I got cool with people in jail. One of the things that we did was we played spades for cornbread, and they had real good cornbread. Jail had some of the best cornbread I probably ever had in my life. And like it was a big thing come lunchtime because people would want to play spades and bet for their cornbread. And I was a card. Like back on the bus, I played euchre, which is similar to spade, and I could count cards. And so they would always try to get me as their partner. But me being, strategic as I am, I'm gonna go with the person who probably got the most pull. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get him his cornbread, and then me and him gonna get cool. And then that, kind of sets off of the whole other thing, protection, benefit, extra privileges, benefit, stuff like that. And that's only in 2 weeks of me being there. So imagine me being there for some years. Like I probably would have figured something out to be one of the top dogs at the county, whatever. While I was there, I thought, and I was like, okay, I did this, and I did this in this short amount of time, and I did this by myself. This was just like all hustle. I was like, if I could do this, I could do this legitimately. And I came up with the idea of HeartUNot greeting cards. And so HeartUNot greeting cards is a relationship-based greeting card company that it helps people express themselves in written form, in which they're probably unable to do verbally. So, for example, our cards deal with breakup on good terms, in which if you were going through a breakup and you wanted to break up peacefully and not hold no type of resentment, be cordial, we have a card that could kind of ease that conversation. As well, we have cards that deal with counsel. So if you have a card or have a situation where you have an issue with your spouse, don't know how to verbally bring it up, maybe the spouse, pops off or gets an attitude, and maybe they're not hearing you at that point in time. You give her a card, you give that person a card to express their issues, to express your issue, which gives them the time to also kind of get what you're trying to say to them, and let that sink in. And then hopefully talk the whatever the issue is out. I came up with the concept, honestly, being back in Emily City where I was growing up, because like I said, I watched a lot of the news and just learning Black people, and from what I saw from the news and what a lot of the Black issues were communication and in the household and broken homes. And so I said, if I could fix communication in the home, then that could strengthen the home, and then if you strengthen the home, that's going to strengthen your community, because homes is what makes the community. And then, strengthen your city. It just it rolls over. So, and I've always felt like if you're going to attack any type of situation or issue, you have to attack the foundation of it, or else you're not going to really make the type of change that you really want to. And so I said communication is really what needs to be fixed, especially in the Black family. So that's how I came up with that. And so the third card that I have is the inspirational one, in which if you were going through a breakup, you want to get somebody something to help them feel better, you have a greeting card that does that. Because hard times hit unexpectedly, and literally I had to choose between living or working my business. So that being said, I thought of another way to kind of keep the business alive. And by that, I started the Heart-to-Heart Relationship Talk Show. So the Heart-to-Heart Relationship Talk Show, the Heart-to-Heart Relationship Talk Show is a spinoff kind of HeartUNot, but more so in a entertainment media type form. So with the show, it allows people to, and this is new concept, it allows people to ask questions, so that people are able to submit questions to the host. The host asks the questions. I have a celebrity guest panelist. The celebs answer the questions, and then we open it back up to the audience, in which they're able to have back and forth dialect on whatever the question is. Before the show, I always add an educational piece to the show. So just to give you an example, February 6th, I have a show coming up, Love, Sex, and Money. It's the Heart-to-Heart Relationship Talk Show, Valentine's edition. On the panel, I would have Freeway Rick Ross, who is an ex-kingpin, used to drug traffic a lot back in the 80s. I'll also have a sexologist, Lil Mayat, from Detroit. And then I also have, shout out to Prince, Volta Agana. He'll be on the show as well. So for this show, it'll be virtual because of COVID. I have made the show virtual now, so viewers all over are able to submit their questions on the topics of love, sex, and money, and then they'll answer it. The celebrity panelists will answer it, and then the audience will get a chance to respond. So with that, the show's been doing great. Probably done about 200 shows. I've worked with celebrities. I mean, I can name names. I'm looking to work with more. Got on book for 2021. Looking to go mainstream. We partnered with Farside. What I'm doing is using the company to kind of help in what I feel my purpose is to kind of help heal the racism. And I know I haven't mentioned it, but I'm definitely not, even though as much racism as I've been shown, there's not a racist bone in my body. I treat people how they treat me. So, and that's what I judge off of. And then if I can help, I will. If I can't, I try to find somebody who can. But I'm all about lifting people up, being positive, and helping each other. Because like at some point in time, everybody needs it. And like we're all in this together. So why not? And it's enough, definitely enough for everybody to go around. What I plan to do further on, continue to build the show, continue to expand. Like I said, I'm an inventor too, so I have a couple of inventions that I do want to get out to the public once the time is right. But everything that I pretty much create, I try to create stuff that's going to help people. You know what I'm saying? Either live better, communicate better, or just be a better person. So yeah, I'm Timothy Hill, and I help people break. Nah, I'm just playing. I actually promote love. Check me out.
Yeah, hello, hi, my name is Alex. I'm shy.